Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for tonight's NBA slate on Tuesday, March the 26th, Taco Tuesday. We've only got a 4-game slate tonight, so it's a smaller slate. Obviously on smaller slates, there's not going to be as many props to like, and for today, in this video specifically, just going to give out 2 picks that I like, taking a first look at the board on Tuesday morning. So 2 plays, we're going to talk through why I like each one of these 2 plays. But before we do get started, guys, make sure, as always, you hit that like button down below if you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks and if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, you can sign up, linked down below in the description. Or just make sure to use that promo code NOAH. When you sign up, you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. And also, if you guys have never heard of Sleeper, we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can sign up for Sleeper, linked down below in the description, or again, just use that promo code NOAH, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $500. Now, if you don't know what Sleeper is, they are a DFS pick'em app similar to Prizepicks, really simple, easy to use. You just pick over or under on player projections. You build out an entry. You can make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper. You can win up to 100x your money. So if you're one of those people that likes to build those long shot entries, go for those high payouts, you can do that over on Sleeper. In Sleeper, they do give out a lot of discounts throughout the week. They do a lot of promotions. They do flex or protected plays, so you get you get your money back on certain days. If your entries don't hit, usually they'll do those on Fridays sometimes. So check out Sleeper, guys, and again, use that code NOAH when you do sign up. Get your first deposit matched up to $500. But we got 2 picks to talk about for Tuesday today. Now, I do want to recap the 2 picks we gave out in Monday's video before we talk through today's plays. So for Monday, unfortunately, we only hit one of the 2 plays we gave out Monday. We did hit Isaiah Hartenstein over 19.5 PRA. Hartenstein had another really solid game against the Pistons. Obviously, barely, didn't go over by much. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau for leaving his starters in the game, even when they were up by 30 with 3 minutes left. I think Hartenstein played until there was 2 minutes left, and they were up by 30, which is just crazy. But he wound up going over his PRA line. He got off to a really hot start, and then he kind of cooled off. Luckily, though, was in the game long enough to go over his PRA. Unfortunately, though, Jordan Poole, we took him under 21.5 points, and Poole got off to a red-hot start. He had 10 points in the first 3 minutes of the game. He actually got into foul trouble, though. He had 3 fouls in the first quarter. He had to sit for a while. He wound up losing a lot of minutes for that foul trouble, but he still went over his points prop. It was a really good game from Jordan Poole. But one of the reasons I liked Jordan Poole's under yesterday was because he was going to have to play with Denny Avia, and in previous games, we had saw Jordan Poole play. So there was no Kyle Kuzma yesterday. There was no Tyus Jones. We had saw Poole play games previously without Kuzma, without Jones, but he didn't play those games without Denny Avia. Well, Denny Avia was expected to play Monday, and then we get word 30 minutes before the game starts that Denny Avia was now questionable with an illness, and then Denny Avia didn't wind up playing. So, kind of got unlucky there with Avia getting late scratch. I think that definitely helped Jordan Poole. But I still like that under a lot. I thought it was a pretty tough matchup for Poole, but he played really well. He was pretty efficient from the field, and wound up scoring just enough. I think he had 23 points. We took him under 21.5, so he did just enough to go over, unfortunately. But that's what we played for Monday. Couldn't hit both the plays, but we got 2 more plays to talk about for Tuesday. Let's try and hit both these plays for Tuesday. So looking at the props that I'm liking for tonight, the first play I like is going to be a fantasy score. And if you are new to Prizepicks, or if you've never bet fantasy score before, fantasy score is really simple. It's a fantasy point projection. So if you look at the scoring chart on Prizepicks, you can see how fantasy score is calculated. For every point you score, you get a point. For every rebound, you get 1.2 points. For every assist, you get 1.5 points. For every steal and block, you get 3 points. And then for turnovers, you lose a point. So pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. If you're someone that doesn't play on Prizepicks, well, for one, you should be playing on Prizepicks. But if you don't play on Prizepicks, if you want to take Draymond, we're going to talk about Draymond's fantasy score. If you want to take him over 22.5 PRA, I think that's fine. You could do that. But I'm going to take Draymond more than 28 fantasy score, and let's talk through why I like this prop. So Draymond, if you look at his recent games, he's been going over this fantasy score line pretty consistently, over in 4 out of his last 5 games. What really stands out for Draymond is that the minutes are really starting to tick up. So with the standings right now, the Warriors, I think they're they're a half a game ahead of the Rockets, or they're either like a half a game or 1 game ahead of the Rockets for the 10 seed. So the Rockets are on their tail trying to get that 10 seed. The Rockets have been winning a lot of games lately. The Warriors, they need to win games right now if they want to make the play-in tournament. Because if they lose games, I mean, they'll fall out of the 10 seed. They won't even make the play-in tournament. So I think we're seeing Steve Kerr starting to tighten up his rotation. Lately, I want to say he's been running like a 9-man rotation. And if we look at the minutes for Draymond lately, so over his last 5 games, against the Lakers, he played 34 minutes. Against the Knicks, he played 31 minutes. The game against Memphis was a huge blowout. Draymond only played 24 minutes then, but he still did really well in that game. 33 minutes against the Pacers, 31 minutes against Minnesota. So Draymond has consistently been playing over 30 minutes in competitive games lately. And this game against the Heat has a 1.5-point spread. So this is a game that projects to be competitive. And Draymond is someone that has historically been a relatively productive player when he gets minutes. Throughout his career, he has averaged right around a fantasy point per minute. This season, he's averaged 1.09 fantasy points per minute. So typically when Draymond plays 28, 30 minutes, you can project him for about 28 to 30 fantasy points. Lately, though, he's been playing like 32, 33, 34 minutes in competitive games. Now, I know this matchup against Miami is not great. Miami has definitely been one of the toughest matchups for centers this season. But with how Draymond gets fantasy points, I don't think this matchup is like too bad for Draymond. Draymond's not someone that's going to, score a ton. Like when he has good fantasy games, like the game against Memphis when he had 39.9 fantasy points, he had 10 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, and a block, only 1 turnover in that game. So like typically when Draymond has big games, with fantasy points, it's going to be because he gets like 8 or 9 points, 8 or 9 rebounds, 7, 8 assists. He gets a couple blocks, a couple steals. Draymond's not going out there and putting up 30 points. At this point in his career, he's just not that type of player anymore. So like the matchup with Bam Adebayo, I don't think it's really too bad for Draymond. Just with how Draymond can get fantasy points in all categories, it's not like he's going to have to go out there and grab 15 rebounds or anything. He could have like 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 points, a steal, and 2 blocks. And I think that would be enough to put him over this fantasy score. So I like more than 28 fantasy points here for Draymond. When he has played over 30 minutes, he has gone over this fantasy score line in a lot of games. So Draymond's played over 30 minutes in 14 games this season. He's gone over this fantasy score line in 11 out of those 14 games. Like I said, typically when Draymond gets 30 plus minutes, I'd bet on him getting more than 28 fantasy points. And as of late in competitive games, Draymond has consistently been playing 30 plus minutes, and I think that's going to continue. Like I said, the Warriors, they need to win games right now if they want to stay in the play-in tournament. Because if they lose games and the Rockets are winning games, the Rockets could jump them for that 10 seed. So I expect 30 plus minutes here for Draymond, barring foul trouble, barring a random blowout. And when he gets 30 minutes, I like his chances of getting 28 fantasy points. So that's the first prop I like for tonight, guys. Again, if you for some reason can't play on Prizepicks and you aren't able to take fantasy score, I do like Draymond more than 22.5 PRA. I think that looks pretty good as well. But I'm going to specifically be taking his fantasy score prop. And then the other prop that I like to pair with that is going to be an assist prop. And we're going to look at CJ McCollum's assist prop. So CJ McCollum's assist prop's at 4.5. And I like the over here as well for McCollum. So let's talk through why I like this prop for CJ McCollum. So I specifically want to highlight the last 2 games because the last 2 games have been without Brandon Ingram. And Brandon Ingram, I think, is going to be out for like a few weeks. He's obviously out tonight. And without Brandon Ingram this season, CJ McCollum has seen a relatively nice boost in his assist numbers. So this season, McCollum has about a 20% assist percentage. When Ingram is off the floor, his assist percentage does go up to 25%. McCollum is second on the team in assist percentage behind Zion when you take Brandon Ingram off the floor. McCollum also gets a 3.7% bump in usage with Ingram off the floor, which is second most on the team. So if you look at the on-off splits this season, the 2 biggest beneficiaries by far when Ingram is off the floor have been Zion and CJ McCollum. And McCollum specifically has seen a bigger ball handling role without Ingram. Ingram is someone that can handle the ball a lot. I think Ingram actually this season, if you look at like time of possession, I want to say he's actually leading the team in time of possession. So the guy that has the ball in his hands the most for the Pelicans this season, I think, has been Brandon Ingram. So when you take Ingram off the floor, that's just going to allow for a guy like CJ McCollum to handle the ball more. And when CJ McCollum has the ball in his hands more, that's going to allow for him to get more assists. And we've seen that be the case the last 2 games without Brandon Ingram. McCollum has had 7 assists in both of those games. And if you look at this season, with Ingram off the floor, or with Ingram out. So Ingram has missed, let's see, he's been out for 7 games this season. In the 7 games without Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum has had 5, 6, 1, 7, and 7 assists. In the game he had 1 assist was against Miami on February 23rd, and he only played 15 minutes in that game because he got injured. I think he only played in the first half. He got injured, didn't return for the rest of the game. So really, in the 6 full games that CJ McCollum has played without Brandon Ingram this season, he's gotten 5 assists in all 6 of those games. Maybe tonight's the night that doesn't happen. Maybe tonight, he only gets 3 or 4 assists, but he's historically seen a nice boost in his assist numbers. When you take Ingram off the floor, he's had 5 assists in all but 1 game without Ingram this season. And like I said, the 1 game he didn't go over was a game where he got injured. And if we look at the last 2 games without Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, he is second on the team in potential assists. Now, he's only averaging 7.5 potential assists over their last 2 games. I would definitely like to see that number be a little bit higher. McCollum has he's been converting a lot of his potential assists. He's only averaging 7.5 potential assists per game the last 2 games, but he's averaged 7 assists. So he's been converting a lot of his potentials, and that type of efficiency is definitely not sustainable. But like I said, we've historically seen the assist numbers be there for McCollum in the past without Brandon Ingram. I think this matchup against OKC is a decent one. I mean, this is going to be this is a big time game, 2 big time top teams in the West. And if we look at the spread in this game, it's a 1.5 point spread. It's a 223.5 total. OKC, they do play fast, so I think that helps for CJ McCollum. When it's a faster paced game, that's just going to mean there's going to be more possessions, which means more assist opportunities. So I kind of like the matchup here for McCollum. The minutes are going to be through the roof as long as the game's competitive. The last 2 games without Brandon Ingram, I think he's played 36 and 37 minutes. McCollum played, 37 minutes last game, played 35 the game before that. He's going to probably get 35, 36 minutes here if it's a competitive game, and I think we got a pretty good chance of getting 5 assists if that happens. So that's what I'm liking for tonight, guys, is our 2 picks. Draymond Green, more than 28 fantasy score, and CJ McCollum, more than 4.5 assists. If you guys are tailing me on these 2 picks, let's hopefully hit both these plays tonight and make some money. As always, I do appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos, supporting the Prizepicks content. Make sure you guys hit that like button down below if you did enjoy. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, use that code NOLA, linked down below in the description. Or click that link down in the description, or just use that code NOLA. When you sign up for Prizepicks, get your first deposit matched up to $100. But good luck tonight, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.